future of education as an opportunity in our classrooms. Okay. The other days, I was thinking about what the professors let me or impact me the most. And what those professors who took the time to spend time and to listen their students and to really understand their needs. Those professors who knew how to identify my strengths, my opportunities, and how to challenge me to be better than the day before I was. Nowadays, teaching is a really complicated task. Our students have a lot of insights and they have a lot of things to think about. Okay? So maintaining and retaining their attention to our classes is really complicated. Last year, I taught 308 hours to undergraduate and master lessons. And I realized that really knowing and understanding the needs of each of our students, it's really complicated. It's not easy. Imagine if I have 15 students per class and I spend around 5 minutes with each one to really get deep in what they need. It took me around 2 hours and a half. And if I have 3 hours to give my lesson, at what time I'm going to deliver the lesson or the concepts that I have in mind? We don't have enough time to connect with our students. We have a lot of tasks to do as professors. But here we have a solution. Imagine that you have an assistant. Probably this assistant is not going to look like the picture, but this does exist. Artificial intelligence appeared in the 1956 as the first moment that the concept was explained. It was in the 19th when the artificial intelligence had a huge growth and a huge impact in different industries. But in the past years, we have identified and we started putting the focus of artificial intelligence into our classes. And of course, pandemic helped us to increase this impact and this use in every single classroom. There are different examples that we can identify in our experience that our teachers have. Some educational centers are using bots. I suppose we all know what bots are, because in the customer services, we talk with these softwares that are trained to respond and to give answer to our questions. And we have them in different educational centers. Imagine that if you as a teacher can train your own bot to give an answer to your students for the most frequent questions that they have. And that this robot is going to learn from them to give them more and more and more answers. So your students are not going to wait till you have time to give them the answers. So they can receive the information in an immediate way. This probably could be a little bit scary, or we can think that it's a lot more work that we will have. But probably you will work more in a moment because you are going to train, you're going to give this information to your bot, but then you will have more time for the more important thing that is connecting with our students. Inside classrooms, we have different types of students. There are those who are more visual, that needs to see the concepts, to really understand them, and to internalize that knowledge. There are other types of students that are more intellectual, let's say. Those ones who need more and more information to really understand those concepts, okay? And finally, we have another type of students, those kinesthetic students. They need to touch, they need to feel, they need to experience with the concept to really understand them and to assimilate this concept that we are teaching. Nowadays, we as teachers are preparing our materials as a single material. One type or one style of material to all our students without differentiating this type or this style of learning. What happens if you have this assistant that transforms automatically this basic material into different ones? And you have videos, manuals, challenges, testings, a lot of different types of materials, so your students can choose which material better fits with their learning process. You have time, more time for the important thing, identifying which style each of your students have, and not spending time preparing those materials. Artificial intelligence gives us the opportunity to do the best thing that we can do as teachers. We need to understand that we are no longer the only source of knowledge. We have a lot of help with the internet. So what we need to do, or what we must do, is to prepare our students to develop the skills like critical, creative, innovative, and collaborative mindset. Those soft skills that nowadays the job labor and in the future will need to receive in these markets. So why not spending more time in developing these skills in our students to really give them the tools and the skills that they will need to enter to the labor market, to do what they really want to do, to fulfill and to take off the complete potential that our students have. We need to think as teachers that artificial intelligence has come to help us. I probably can understand that we can feel afraid of these new technologies, but they are in our lives. We are already living with artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is not only robots, are all those softwares and apps that we are using nowadays. So if we understand that we are already using this, probably we can understand that the importance and how it could be helping us, our mission inside our classroom. So thinking the opportunity that it gives us probably will help us to introduce artificial intelligence into our classrooms and work collaborative with artificial intelligence without feeling afraid. So I think the most important opportunity that artificial intelligence gives us as professors is to be able to spend more time with our students and to be able to inspire the future generations.